Never did I ever think I would make a video on YouTube drama, but being one of the only people whose main source of entertainment is YouTube and who's also a fan of SNL, this was a weird crossover event for me, so I feel like I should talk about it for a little bit maybe. And for anybody who doesn't really know about the situation or who hasn't heard about it, which I don't even know how that's possible at this point, let me give you guys a really insanely quick breakdown. These four buddies are called the Try Guys. They try stuff for fun. This buddy here is Ned. Now Ned is known for being the wife guy of the group. There's literally a whole compilation video dedicated to how much he mentions his wife. Here's his wife, what a pretty broad. Oh, and they have two kids. It turns out Ned is not as much of a wife guy try guy as we thought, because it was revealed that he was having an affair with a subordinate, Alex, who by the way was engaged to be married to a partner of 10 years. As you can probably tell, this was a huge scandal as he's one of the founders of the company, and not only did he get romantical with someone who works under him and is not his wife, he completely destroyed his image. So he was released from the company, and the Try Guys officially released a statement on October 3rd about what happened and the steps they're taking moving forward. And on October 9th, SNL made a skit about the situation. All caught up? Great. Now, like most of you guys, when I saw that SNL made a sketch about this situation, it was kind of shocking, because it's not that often that YouTube drama makes it into mainstream media like this. And when I clicked on the sketch, I was obviously expecting them to trash Ned the whole time. They had different plans. Now, I don't really have a problem with SNL making a sketch about this, because I feel like they make a sketch about anything that breaks the internet that week. But my, oh my, did they go about it the wrong way. Like, they could have taken literally any other angle and the sketch would have worked. For example, if the sketch was just about how this random CNN reporter won't shut up about the Try Guys and they just kept it at that, oh my god, that would have been a great sketch. Or they could have even played off of the fact that each of the Try Guys had like one distinct emotion, and it could have been like a Three Wise Monkeys sort of thing, I don't know. Or hey, maybe just make the whole sketch about trashing Ned. Seemed like a very easy way to get brownie points with the Try Guys fan base, but missed opportunity, I guess. Like the fact that they pretty much made a sketch making fun of the Try Guys for making a big deal out of something that was a big deal. I don't know, it was just tasteless to me and not really even that funny. Like, I don't know if they were trying to take like an edgy contrarian sort of approach with this sketch, but it didn't work, because it pretty much made SNL look like they were 100% backing Ned in this situation. And I know many people have mentioned that Ned has a friend who's a writer on SNL, but I'll get into that a little bit later. For now, let's just talk about what went wrong.
Well, it's obviously an evolving story, but CNN can confirm that the Try Guys have released an official YouTube video clapping back at ex-Try Guy Ned Fulmer, the wife guy Try Guy. He disrespected the brand by making out with one of the food babies at the Harry Styles concert.
So right off the bat, we're starting to go left here, because this wasn't some sort of clap back at Ned like this was some 2017 YouTube beef. Like, no, this was an official statement made essentially by the company about sexual misconduct that resulted in one of the faces of the brand, Ned, being let go. And I feel like they really tried to downplay what Ned was doing here. Like, they kept referring to the situation as kissing one of the food babies.
He disrespected the brand by making out with one of the food babies.
He committed the heinous act of having a consensual kiss and not telling us, his friends.
When it was like a full-blown affair that's been, quote, happening for some time now. And as far as them referring to Alex as a food baby the whole time, I feel like they were doing this to try to make Ned look less guilty. Let me explain. Because I feel like referring to her as a food baby acted like a level of separation sort of thing. Because when they say food baby, it almost sounds like she's part of another channel called the Food Babies or something that's just managed under Try Guys, kind of like Good Mythical Morning and Mythical Kitchen, like that sort of situation. I feel like that's what they were trying to make it seem like, because I'm not the biggest fan of the Try Guys. I'm a very casual fan. So when they kept saying food baby, I didn't even know that was like a Try Guys thing. So a lot of people watching this that have no idea who the Try Guys are probably gonna assume food babies is like a separate thing and think, what's the big deal? I don't know, it might be nitpicky, but I feel like they were trying to hide the fact that Alex was like a legit employee who worked under them and under Ned, because that would obviously make Ned look worse, which is what they were looking to avoid. And throughout the sketch, I didn't really like how they were trying to portray the Try Guys as being like really over dramatic or overreacting to the situation.
Having a consensual kiss and not telling us, his friends.
This is
the battle of our lives.
And we hope he is somewhere on his back with a bullet in his brain and belly.
Because one, it's a pretty bad situation. I mean, this is like one of the most nightmarish scenarios that could have happened with the Try Guys. And two, they weren't even acting over dramatic in the statement video, like in the slightest. They were all being the 4 C's. Clear, concise, calm, and sympathetic. Well, maybe except for Eugene. He looked like he was 1 second away from crushing somebody under his very stylish boot. I don't know, it kind of feels like SNL thinks that cheating is not a big deal. It feels that way because they essentially said cheating is not a big deal.
Okay, wow. So the full story is that your friend had a side chick and you fired him? Bro, Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. It's gonna be okay.
And the thing that really bothers me about this sketch is that I feel like it's indicative of another problem with mainstream media where they look at YouTubers as lesser than. And I'll admit this was a lot bigger of a problem in the past. I feel like YouTube has really legitimized themselves as a form of entertainment. But then things like this happen where it just feels like TV networks are being very belittling.
So yeah, you might see Ned in Sweet Green Presents the Try Guys Try Salad with bugs on top.
And it will still be amazeballs, but it will also be sad balls.
And Keith is still going to try wearing a thong for a week because it's our duty.
And they're millionaires. Okay.
If this sort of situation would have happened at SNL, I think they would have thought very differently of it. Like if there was this whole scandal about how Colin Jost was cheating on Scarlett Johansson with Sarah Sherman or something, dude, they would probably be out of there by the next episode. Why? Because nobody likes a cheater. But because it happened to those little YouTube boys who make silly little YouTube videos, oh, they're just being drama queens. Who even cares about this anyway? Like they were making jokes about the Try Guys seeing this situation as traumatic when it probably very much was traumatic, at least to some degree. Like imagine one of your closest friends who you've been running a business with for years does something completely demoralizing. It makes you think about them completely differently, and it has the capacity to ruin everything you've built thus far. Like that sucks, dude. And listening to their most recent podcast episode, you can see how terrible it was for them.
We process this almost like a trauma. Like it was just so really rocked our world, but also the ramifications were so clear. I don't think that I really ever stopped to emotionally process it, and even still I don't know that I have, because it was just, okay, we have to act.
So yeah, it probably was traumatic, SNL, but not as traumatic as me being exposed to this. And I can already hear a lot of people saying,
"Oh, it's just a joke, bro. It's not that serious, bro. It's just a joke, bro."
and trust me, I'm not someone who like takes comedy to heart and is like very easily offended or triggered by things. I get it. Comedy can still be really funny when applied to dark or triggering topics. But I feel like that doesn't really translate to this situation where they're making fun of the guys who are so obviously in the right, but defending the guy who was so obviously in the wrong. That'd be like if SNL made a Holocaust sketch where the Jewish people in literal concentration camps were being like really whiny and overdramatic, and Hitler was being painted as like the reasonable guy in the situation. And trust me, I know this stupid little Try Guys situation is nowhere near as important and as damaging as the literal Holocaust. Trust, I know those are not even slightly comparable, I know. But I just needed a really drastic example to drive home my point. Please don't cancel me. I only have 100 subscribers. I just, for the life of me, I can't really understand why SNL made this sketch. It seemed like such an obviously bad decision. I can only think of 3 reasons why this sketch was written and approved by everyone on the show and then aired live. 1, Ned's buddy, who's an SNL writer, really did write this sketch, but I don't think that's it. I just personally don't see that happening. It seems too convenient. Like, I don't think the institution that is Saturday Night Live would make such a controversial sketch just because one writer wanted to defend his friend. It just doesn't seem that plausible to me. Possible reason number 2, SNL writers, they are really put under a lot of stress. Often they're really sleep deprived, just trying to come up with something that's good enough for the show. So maybe some writers got wind of this whole Try Guys situation and did like very little research on it and then wrote this sketch. Like maybe that's it. Maybe the writers were just so ill well-informed that they accidentally made a sketch that's just completely wrong. Possible reason number 3, SNL knew exactly what they were doing and purposefully made an antagonizing sketch to get a lot of views and to get their name in the trending tab for a couple days. And personally, I think this is what happened. SNL is no stranger to making very polarizing sketches. I feel like they have the mindset that there's no such thing as bad publicity. They've done it in the past, so it wouldn't shock me if that's all this is. Or maybe all those reasons are false and they just truly did believe Ned was overly punished. After all, they do have a rocky history with sexual misconduct. But at the end of the day, it's just one silly little stupid sketch. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. Because I feel like many of us, even me included, have a tendency to get really wrapped up in these things, and it can get really unhealthy really quick. Because let's face it, there's no way a show that's made sketches like this,
What up, Twitch? It's your boy Cam Plays Debts.
should be able to make me legitimately upset in any capacity. So if you're watching this and you feel triggered by this SNL situation in any way, maybe take a break from the drama for a little bit. You know, relax. Clear your mind. And a great way to do that would be to like this video and subscribe and watch all my other videos, because we have a good time here. Join us. I only have like 3 other videos you can watch, but you'll probably like them, maybe. Look, I even made it easy for you. I put one right in front of my beautiful little face. All you gotta do is click on this link right here, and boom, you're on your way to Funville. So click on it, please. I'm not ending the video till you click on it. Did you click on it? I don't think you clicked on it.